Time for news item number 3 in this edition of CMS Connected, and it has to do with the partnership between Ektron and EPiServer. Scott, you were a keynote speaker in Las Vegas at EPiServer's event here in November of 2015. The fall release of EPiServer Digital Experience Cloud was highly trumpeted. How's it being received? Where are we at with this right now? This is from a story on CMS Report about how the EPiServer Digital Experience Cloud promises the best from Ektron and the best from EPiServer.
Yeah, so it was an interesting, Ascend was the name of it. Took place in Vegas. It was an interesting conference. I was really interested to go there to kind of get the pulse of the people, pulse of the customers who were there, to see how this was received. It's been a while now since the acquisition of Ektron by EPiServer, or rather, actually, of both of them by XL-KKR. And I actually think the pulse of the event, the feeling of the event was really positive, to be honest, very upbeat, both by kind of the former Ektron customers, as well as by the EPiServer customers. Now look, as I said back in the time, even when we had James on the show at one point, you don't really bring two products together. Anybody knows anything about product development in these spaces, you don't actually try to code these two products together. So for sure, EPiServer product code base won. That said, did they go and look at, in the same way that any, by the way, product vendor could look at a competitor and decide to model their, copy something? They did go and bring in eSync, the notion of the digital experience hub, some of that stuff. They went and built it back into the EPiServer base, and that's very well, but again, overall, it's being very well received. But no question that the EPiServer customers now have a real question to answer for themselves, which is, the former Ektron customers, is to whether or not they're going to migrate onto this new EPiServer platform. Because it is, in fact, it is a complete shift. It's not just a kind of another point release of Ektron because they brought products together.
So again, final comment on that. The article says that, the EPiServer Digital Experience Cloud promises the best from both of these companies. As you said, oftentimes when you bring two products together, it doesn't offer a more robust solution. That's the promise, though. How do you feel about that promise?
What I'm saying is that what was said and versus what's happened is similar. They didn't actually bring the two products together. You can't tie two products together. It didn't happen. So why does that matter? Did they bring the best of them together? Sure. I think many would consider that eSync was one of the kind of best parts of Ektron, as was kind of the digital experience hub mentality. So they did bring some of those capabilities together, and they built on some new things like this notion of projects, some really new capabilities. So I like it. I'm bullish on it. But what does it mean? What's the implication of not actually bringing the products together is that now former Ektron customers who are sitting on an Ektron code base definitely have to decide to leave their existing product and move over and go and implement the EPiServer platform.